Hey, what's up, you guys? In today's video, I'm going to talk about part 2 of the realities of boat ownership. So, if you saw my previous video, I had an issue with the alternator. It crapped out, both batteries drained while we're out in the water, so we got stuck. Marine Products, the service crew there, took great care of me, got me in the next morning, got everything, got the alternator swapped out, as well as the serpentine belt, and put on a new pulley, and had me out that same day. So I was able to get my boat back literally the next day. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't good for another week, so it'd be until yesterday or a couple of days ago that I actually got to test the boat and make sure everything was good, and ran great. Other than we had one small issue that we were able to fix on the water, and that issue was on the second rider of that day. The right surf plate, the swell system, got stuck. It would not disengage. So if you know how the surf plates work in a wakeboard mode, when the boat is fully loaded down, it's heavy. The plates will deploy about 30% to help the boat plane out when it's really under load and get up to speed much easier. And then when you get up to speed, they come up to let the stern of the boat sink down and let the weight come up and get big and shape up nicely. Well, the right side did not disengage. It stayed at that 30% range, and the wake was thrown off. Quick fix, just turn the boat off, turn off the battery, go through the recycle process, turn it on, fix itself, and for the remainder of the day, we had no problems. Everything was fine. The very next day, went out and had a different crew. We get set up right, load up the ballast, get all set up, and right away from the first rider, the right swell plate acts up again. Go through the whole battery recycle process. Nothing's working. Even disconnected the batteries to try and maybe get a deep reset into the system. That didn't work. So basically, one of my friends tried to ride just doing toe side hits because it was affecting his heel side of the wake, the starboard side of the wake. So he was just doing toe side hits. But and he was able to still at least get out there and ride, because the last two times he was on the short end of the stick and didn't get to even get in the water. The bad side was because the plate wasn't retracting. It was making the motor run 500 to 600 RPMs higher than usual. So after he was done, we just decided to call it quits and empty the ballast and head in. Even when I was heading in with no ballast, the wake was off. The boat was listing and running at a higher RPM. And the bad side of it, another part of the bad side was one of my crew members that day. She drove from her house about an hour away to come and ride, and again, she didn't even get to get in the water. It would have been her first boat set of the year. So again, it's unfortunate. My friend Mitch, this is the second time in a row he's been out with us, and he also got the short end of the stick and didn't get to ride. So those are the bad points. Fortunately, again, they're experienced enough to know that these things happen. And obviously, again, this is not a problem that is just specific to Supra or Skier's Choice. Any of the boat manufacturers, when you have more electronics and more moving parts and mix it with water, eventually they're going to wear through, and it's gonna cause a problem. But the reality of it is because there's more electronics and more moving parts on the boats these days, that the reality is you're going to run into issues like that at some point. Hopefully you don't, but from everything I've seen or heard or researched, at least at some point down the line, you're going to run into a similar problem. So I'm hoping to get it in the next day or two to Marine Products, and it's a quick fix, and I can get back. Unfortunately, Mother Nature isn't looking good in the upcoming forecast. It's going to drop back down to about 20 degrees, so it's going to be like in the high 40s, low 50s with rain. So missing out on some really good days. It's just been really unfortunate that the days that were perfect so far are the days that I had boat problems. And we missed out on some really good opportunities to ride. So I'm going to show you right now the difference from where it should be when it's not deployed versus the takeoff position, because it's stuck in the 30% takeoff position on the right side, and then I'll show you the left side how it should look when it's not deployed and running at wakeboard speed. Okay, so this is the right side actuator on the surf plate, the Swell system, and you can see it's deployed about, just again, on the number on the dash, it's 30%. That's what it's set at. So you can see that it's not much, but it's enough to create drag on the boat. And actually, when I would let go of the steering wheel, even just idling, the boat would want to turn right, because that's what it's designed to do, is to push pressure on the stern of the boat. So that's the right side. This is the left surf plate, and you can see that it's completely retracted in the 0 position, and that's how it should look like when it's not in operation. So again, not much, but enough to make a big difference. Just misfortunate issues going on early in the season. Hopefully this will be it for the year. I'm crossing my fingers. But the good side of it is I'm fortunate enough that a lot of my crew members are boat owners themselves, and they're starting to get their boats out of winterization or their winter hibernation and summarizing their boats. So we were able to get on the water with my friend Rich yesterday on his Access 822 and run the lake test and make sure everything was good and get a quick set in, you know, before this weather turned bad again. So again, appreciate the pulls from my buddy Rich Wheeler. But yeah, so this is part 2. Again, some of the problems, completely different issue. But yeah, this is just another ongoing saga of the realities of boat ownership. Again, I hope you guys learn something maybe from this video, and I hope if you did like it, you hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, maybe consider doing that as well. I really appreciate it. Don't do it for monetization. My YouTube channel is not monetized. I just do it to support and help the water sports community. If somebody can learn from my situation and what we do here to help their situation wherever they may be in the country or the world. All right. So again, hope you guys are having a great weekend, and until next time, aloha.